Hey guys, welcome to Reddit Brew. Today, I will be reading from the r/EntitledPeople subreddit. And this story was written by an OP that's been on this channel before. He had this encounter with an entitled blind date, and he named all the characters in this story after Mystery Inc., which has absolutely nothing to do with this story whatsoever, but OP's writing style is so entertaining and fun, so if you end up enjoying the story I'm about to read, check out this one afterwards. But without further ado, let's jump into it. Officer, I swear that puppy was hitchhiking. Greetings and salutations, Redditors. I'm feeling a curious mix of excitement and dismay at a recent encounter with another entitled dog parent. Excited because it's always fun having a new story to tell, and dismayed because these people keep finding me. This one is turning out to be rather long, but I hope to keep everyone entertained. My pupper and I were returning from the dog park with a quick trip to a fast food place for lunch. Everything seemed normal. Managed to get all the way to the dead-end street in the suburbs that I live on before something odd happened. I noticed Adorable on 4 feet, sort of meandering on the road. I think he was aiming for studied casual. Oh, my mom totally knows where I am and is okay with me doing a heckin' big explore. Sort of gave the game away when he noticed my car and bounced right on over towards it. I stopped my car and did the best I could to block the road and jumped out to scoop up the little guy. I didn't want him to get squished if he made corralling him difficult. Once I wrangled the adorable vagrant, I parked my car on the side of the road and tried to get him to stop wiggling long enough to check his tags. Turns out, the little guy rejoices in the name Yo-Yo. No home again tag, just one with his name and a phone number, and the dog license tag. I feel like the dog licensing board is going to have a few pointed questions for him about his hitchhiking. I dial the phone number on the tag and immediately get the FU button. Understandable, robocallers are a scourge, but this is about a puppy, not your car's extended warranty. I call again and get the FU button again. So I cross my fingers that this is a cell number and shoot the number a text. Hi, I just found Yo-Yo on the side of the street I live on. I'm contacting the police, so if you don't read this right away and can't find your dog, call them. Then I called the police non-emergency line and informed them about the puppy and his current whereabouts, and confide in the nice lady who answered the phone that I think he's up to no good. She laughs and assures me they'll send over a professional to handle things. I honestly couldn't tell you why I didn't just drive down the other half of my dead-end street and let the fuzzies off at my house, but we stayed put. My dog got bent out of shape about the new guy getting to sit up front, and Yo-Yo got upset about a hammock being in between him and my dog. Then Yo-Yo got upset that I wouldn't share my lunch, and in protest, decided the heads-up play was to pee on me. What came next was an even bigger surprise, and that takes some doing. When I called the police, I assumed either an officer or someone from animal control would just pull up behind me and get out, and then we could talk like humans do. What happened was a police SUV with sirens blaring roared down my street and parked 2 lengths back at an angle to block the road. Then a stern voice ordered me to do something unintelligible over the megaphone police cars tend to have. The voice was not amused when I just said, "What?" After some back and forth, it became apparent he wanted me to exit my vehicle with my hands visible. I figured this wasn't a good time for sarcasm, so I grabbed Yo-Yo around his chest and extended him all the way out of my window, and then stepped out of the car. I felt a lot like Rafiki from The Lion King, with Yo-Yo acting like Simba, only it was my face that was red, not my rump. Once I could see the police car and see the officer inside, I relaxed, at least partially. It was Officer Dave. Not his real name, but featured in a previous post of mine, with whom I am familiar. At this point, Officer Dave steps out of his vehicle and has an expression on his face best summarized as The fluff? Then he notices a stain on my lap and started smirking. Dave knows of my past. I am reformed, honest, misdeeds. Someone adjusted streetlight times or changed the text of those electronic road signs. I'm a person of interest. Most anything else, it's not likely I'm involved. He tells me a woman called 911, reporting her puppy being stolen and held at this location. This struck me as a profoundly stupid conclusion to reach for any number of reasons, but I'm just glad nobody is shouting at me any longer. We talked about how I found the rapscallion, and then Officer Dave bravely holds the puppy for me and heroically gets his face licked while I show him my call history and the only text I sent, 2 FUs and a for you information text. No mention of nefariously attempting to ransom a puppy. We talk a little bit longer, and then Dave puts Yo-Yo in the back of his police car and comes back with a couple forms to fill out. He says he's fairly sure this isn't a thing I can be prosecuted for and promises to follow up with me when things shake out. He recommends I change clothes and says I'm free to go, then presumably has to puzzle out precisely how he's going to safely transport a wiggly puppy without an extra pair of hands in his car. Then I take myself, my dog, my cold lunch, and my cold surprise from Yo-Yo back to my house. A few hours later, after an unsatisfying lunch, a shower, and several hurt looks from my dog about not getting to sit in front with the new guy, I feel a lot better. Officer Dave calls me to follow up and says I'm in the clear. Apparently, the woman who called 911 saying Yo-Yo had been stolen forgot her boyfriend left for work that morning and might have not noticed Yo-Yo following him out of her fenced yard. She saw the missed calls, couldn't find Yo-Yo, and just assumed I stole him. She lives 2 streets away from me, and I'm honestly amazed he made it as far as he did, for as long as he did, unscathed. I did remember to ask if Yo-Yo was booked on vagrancy charges, and Dave said he'd been released on his own recognizance for good behavior. Dave wasn't able to tell me what happened with the lady who made the bogus call, but he did say that the department was profoundly amused with her shenanigans. Sadly, I lacked the free hands and presence of mind required to appease the doggo IRS for photographic evidence of Yo-Yo. I think I figured out what Yo-Yo was actually doing. Trying to get away from Karen. He was out on the street looking for a new owner, stumbled upon OP and Scooby, awaiting his new life to never look back. And you broke his heart, OP. Just kidding. I'm sure had OP known Yo-Yo's mom was a Karen that likely wears too much perfume, he would have stolen him and given him a better life. No, just me? Okay. And OP is an absolute gem that paid the dog tax once again and shared a picture of the very dapper, very adorable Scooby. Look at that bandana. Are you freaking kidding me? But anyways, that is all for me today. I hope you enjoyed this Entitled People story. And if you did, like I said in the beginning, check out the other story that OP wrote. It's a good one. Please leave a like and subscribe if you want. I truly appreciate when you do. And I will see you in the next Reddit story. Bye!